to my favorite story of the week. A Twin Falls teenager is bringing joy to elderly residents in the Magic Valley and people with disabilities with the help of his four-legged friend. Of course, we are not talking about a dog, though. Instead, 18-year-old Drew Moffett tours the town with his 5-year-old therapy alpaca.
You ready to go, Sprite?
This is Sprite.
And she's an alpaca, so close to a llama.
Sprite lives a much more active life than a typical farm animal.
Want to get your collar on? Oh.
Instead of living full-time in a pasture with her long-necked relatives, she often wanders the halls of retirement and rehab communities in southern Idaho.
Hi, sweetie.
Visiting with residents whose day-to-day lives become monotonously routine and often mundane.
What a unique senior project to be able to fill the hearts of those that, don't get to participate in much in the outside world.
Drew Moffett took on the challenge for his senior project at Twin Falls High School.
She loves it.
Taking on the task of getting Sprite registered as a therapy animal.
Crazy, huh? It's been super gratifying.
The 120-pound fluffy-haired farm animal serves as the perfect icebreaker.
Where next? This way?
For folks who aren't used to sparking up a conversation with complete strangers.
Her neck is her favorite.
The result? Laughs all around.
It makes it so much easier to just have this legit, real conversation and just like to see them smile, because smiles are so contagious. And so when I see them smiling and I see them get out of bed and all of a sudden like go from 0 to like 100.
Through the record-breaking snowy white winter, Drew and Sprite warmed the spirits of Idaho residents stuck indoors entirely for months.
Can we come in?
They loved it, and they really thanked me because they couldn't leave the facility at all.
Before Sprite could become the center of attention, though, Drew had to get her warmed up to the outside world.
You open it a little more and she can smell it.
Taking her first on field trips to the local D&B supply store.
Inside doors that slide open and like weird noises and things dropping. We'd be like 30 minutes just outside talking to people and kids wanting pictures.
She does.
And according to Drew,
Do you want to hop in or do you want me to lift you up?
the perks of an alpaca co-pilot
And then she usually jumps up the rest of the way.
seem to start as soon as the pair pulls out of the driveway.
Want to scoot forward a little more?
You'd be surprised people that are just have blank faces and then all of a sudden they see you and they look at you and they're like talking to like their family and they're like, look, and they're like taking pictures. And so I think that's kind of a therapeutic nature of it as well. Just people driving around, not expecting it. And then next thing you know, there's an alpaca in front of you in a tiny white car. So
By the end of the outing, Sprite is definitely full of her share of sweet treats.
yes.
But it's the residents on the visitation route left with an experience they will never forget.
Do you think the residents will be talking about this for a while?
Oh, I don't think I know.
It was definitely a memorable experience, and before Drew even left the facility in Kimberly, he and Sprite were already invited back to visit with the residents again. He will have the next 2 months or so to tour Sprite around town before taking off to South America for a 2-year mission trip.